Hello, my name's Norman and I'm a teacher of academic writing. A very good teacher and modest too. Now in these videos I'm going to show you how to improve your academic writing, and in this particular video we're going to specifically look at how to improve your grades. Now in the last video I looked at the importance of having a clear position, an explicit position. We talked about stance and expressing your own voice in your writing. So let's assume you've looked at your writing task and you've put together in your own mind a very clear position. What do you need to do next? Well, I would suggest you begin with the end in mind. Now, that's a phrase from Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Effective People. Start with the end in mind. End point planning. So what do I mean by end point planning? Well, you need to consider your goal first and what you're going to do to achieve that goal. Now, I would suggest that in your case, your goal is getting a good grade, a pass mark. So how are you going to get a good grade? How do you know what the examiner is looking for? Well, you'll need to go to your course handbook or go online for your course details, or your module handbook. In there, find the pages that deal with the course objectives, the aims of the course. And in there you'll probably see a list of items that you need to achieve. Now these are usually phrased as learning outcomes. For example, by the end of this course you will be able to do this. By the end of the course you will be able to do that. These are the learning outcomes. Now, you must demonstrate to the examiner you have achieved these outcomes. So how do you think the examiners are going to assess whether or not you've achieved these outcomes? Well, the examiners are going to use criteria. Criteria is a word. It's a plural noun, the singular is criterion. It means a standard by which you will be judged. Now, in that same course module guidebook, along with your assessment procedures, you should have assessment criteria given. So when you've found your learning outcomes, look for the assessment criteria. Now usually the assessment criteria, it's a table, and in one column you have the percentage scores. Across the top you'll have the particular criteria, and then in the body of the table you will have the descriptors that will explain what you need to do to achieve that particular grade. Now the criteria will vary depending on whether you're undergraduate, postgraduate, and it will depend on the course you're doing and what they consider to be important. Now I can't tell you what your criteria will be. You need to find that out yourself. But I guarantee in there you will find something that includes critical evaluation, critical analysis, addressing the task, relevance. Have you actually answered the essay question? Have you demonstrated in the writing that you have achieved the learning outcomes? Now, I can't go into specific criteria at the moment. You'll need to do that yourself, and for your homework you will need to go to your course module handbook. If you haven't got one, go see your tutor, ask to see what the learning outcomes are, find out what the criteria for assessment is. Now, you might find that you're given what's called formative assessments. This simply means a progress check. What's more serious is what's called the summative assessment. Now, with the summative assessment, you get a grade, you either pass or you fail. So you need to focus on checking the criteria for the summative assessment. Now, in the next video, we're going to look a little bit more in detail what to do next after you found out the criteria for assessments. What to do next. Till then, I'm going back to the WOM. Bye bye.